name is Dana McCarty, and today I would like to talk to you about the issues that America has as a nation. Look around and visualize the problems America has as a nation today. There are numerous issues that are rapidly increasing that are leading America into her downfall. Statistics show that a yearly increase in crime and economical issues and the result of a confused future generation are leading America into complete destruction. Do you ever wonder how we made it through the Civil War or the Great Depression? It was through the faith that people had in God and the obedience to His commandments, which are found in the Holy Bible and the book of Exodus. It is evident as we look throughout our history of our country that we began to lose our country when we as a nation began to turn our backs on God and His commandments. America must turn back to God and the principles that she was established upon. The question is, how do we begin this journey to turn back to God? The first thing we need to begin with is teaching our children right from wrong and supporting them with the issues that they face as they become the nation of tomorrow, which is our future leaders, and that begins in our home. We need to face the issues and teach them biblical principles such as honesty and how to obey the 10 Commandments and what those 10 Commandments are. Only 9% of the 7% of Americans who claim to have a religious affiliation, stated in statistics of Faith of Our Fathers, say that religion is the most important thing in their life. Removing prayer from school was one of the first steps that led us away from God. That was the only means of good morals that children will learn to teach other than what was taught in the home. The problems that our nation faces are problems that can be fixed. We must teach our children right from wrong, and it must begin in the home, not in the church or in the school. God intended for holy union of marriage to be same-sex marriages. This is something we should teach our children to understand. If God intended it any other way, He would allow same-sex marriages to have children, and we all know that is not possible. The second way we can do is look at the history of the economical leaders in the past throughout history. Few leaders today who are in charge of decision-making claim to have any religious affiliation. Due to this fact, our nation has never bowed down to any other nation till recently, and as a result of that, America has lost the respect and the fear that many other nations have had for her for years past. Our forefathers envisioned a government that where God was ruling the nation, and it would promote and encourage the teaching and the belief of God. That is why it wrote the Pledge of Allegiance as one nation under God. Our nation is a nation that was built upon godly principles. Many people say that it was not established upon godly principles, but the Christians fleeing from Europe began their stay in the new land in the words, "In the name of God, Amen." That is what they began this nation upon, and they thank God for His blessings, as stated by Michelle Anderson in her book, Faith of Our Fathers. This is the same nation that we live in today. We are in control of this nation. Another way we can prevent our nation from becoming destructive is teaching crime and that it is wrong and how to prevent it. America should teach children from a very early age the consequences of crime. Parents in the home should teach their children about killing, stealing, fornication, drugs, how they are wrong, and the results that come from taking part in these activities. Statistics by the FBI and the Justice Bureau show that crime rate, teenage pregnancy, divorce, and sexually transmitted diseases are increasing yearly. Schools should stress in their teachings the dangers of these crimes. And gangs and how it may take giving their life to get out of it if they don't agree to the actions of the crime and the rules that have been followed. Schools, churches, and parents should all work together for the children to understand the realization of the consequences of taking these actions, whether they are good or bad. The problems that we have in this nation began when we as a people did not teach in our home right from wrong and the commandments that we were established upon. That is the only way to turn our nation back. What will we do when our nation is no longer here? America as a nation has already lost its respect, its honor, and its integrity. The only way to get those 3 characteristics back for our nation is to turn our nation back to God. It is up to us, the people, to turn our nation back to God. It is up to us to teach our children right from wrong. It is up to us to teach our fellow brothers and friends and neighbors right from wrong. It is up to us as a nation to go back and turn back to God's principles that our country was established upon. This nation has been led as the greatest nation in the world, and it's headed down the path of destruction, and it's because of the people of the nation, not because of other countries. America should bind together rather than working against each other. If we work as a unified people to save our nation will not be led down the path of destruction. It will be a successful nation, and it will become the nation it has always been, the great nation of America. America has always had pride. That pride is being torn down daily. Our economy is failing, and our leaders have no answers as to what can fix this. We are also financially in the hole, and there is no person or any other country that we can turn to save our nation. It is up to us, the people of America, as a whole, to combine and unify and turn back to God to save our nation, and to turn to God for the answers to help America. My question is to you, what action are you going to take to save America?